I want to make it loud and clear that if you play 2K, whether that's Park or My Team or any other mode, we are all in this together. We're currently facing what could be the worst sports gaming greed we have ever seen, and it's only going to get worse if things don't change. We have to do something about it. So drop a like, I'm not going to waste any time, and let's get straight into it. Now, you all know in the last news video, we talked about 2K dropping the first 100 overall My Team card in 2K history after their earnings was -7%. Well, a lot of people have tried to get this Kareem, including the gigantic creator named Troydan. So he went on stream 800 packs, 15 Galaxy Opals, and no 100 overall Kareem. Are these not the worst pack odds ever? J.A. Bridgeforth said on Twitter. 800 packs is crazy. So eventually he went to 824 for Kobe, by the way, but I don't play a lot of My Team. I just want to talk about this insane greed, but I also wanted to know how much is 824 packs, because I'm not really deep in the community like that anymore. Well, let's break this down right here from a tweet from B1. He said 824 packs for Kobe, then deleted the game. That is 41 boxes. That equals 8,163,000 VC, which is roughly 150 VC bundles and a $100 bundle. That's $1,750 worth of VC, and he did not get the 100 overall Kareem. Do you guys not see how insane that is? Not only do you have to gamble to get the best cards in the game, you still are not getting a 100% chance of getting it no matter how much money you spend. So anyway, look at this, man. It's getting this bad that people are sending sending letters to Adam Silver. I'm writing to express, I'm not going to read this whole thing, by the way, to express my deep concern regarding the current representation of the NBA 2K by 2K. Like, bro, it is really getting this bad. People are sending letters to Adam Silver. Now, look, there's another guy who posted this on Twitter with proof that he spent over $2,000 and no Kareem was pulled. That is disgusting, 2K. Now, I do want to say, by the way, if you're not making all your money back on this, like Troydan, please do not spend. I mean, look, you can do whatever you want to do with your money. What I'm saying is, I highly recommend that you don't spend $2,000 trying to get a virtual card, unless you're just like a multi-millionaire or something and you just want to throw some money out there. I don't know, okay? But please be responsible with this. Oh my gosh. But anyway, My Team was getting destroyed for this insane greed, probably the worst greed 2K has ever had. And then just yesterday, they go to Twitter and they're dropping another 100 overall card with a 98 overall Kobe Bryant that I'm pretty sure is also, I want to say pretty sure, by the way, I'm 99% sure, is gamble only. Again, the cover of 2K, it's the Kobe year, you know what I'm saying? RIP Kobe. Gambling only, but another 100 overall card, and they have been getting decimated on Twitter. I mean, I've seen 2K, of course, get really bad reactions from their community, but this is the worst I've ever seen. I'm talking about the likes on their tweet had more comments than likes, which is just, if you guys know Twitter, that is insane. So someone went onto my comments. You guys know I read every single one, and this is what he said right here, okay? He said, so I paid for a build, agreed to the old TOS, now I have to jump through hoops to play again after February 24th, which, by the way, it's February 28th, but what he's saying means a lot. A lot of people are not understanding that, yes, this isn't necessarily the worst thing ever that they're putting in their TOS, but it's 2K. That's what's making it so bad. The current state of 2K, the company that we're talking about, we're not even really talking about the game. We've only talked about the game for like 5%, which we will in a minute with the new season and stuff, but the company itself, and then adding that onto it. And remember that when the game first came out, obviously you paid $60, $70 to play this game. You agreed to the TOS, and now if you don't agree to the new TOS, you can't play the game anymore? You can't play the game that just 4 or 5 months ago you agreed to the TOS, and now you can't? That just doesn't make any sense. The whole thing is just not right, okay? If 2K has made you mad at all recently with any of this, please drop a like on the video. Just like I said on the last one, man, please, let's see how many people are upset by this. And also, it helps get it out to more people, which helps me. And I thank you guys so much, seriously, because the videos have been going crazy. Anyway, we need to talk about this because this is probably maybe bigger news than the My Team thing. So Jinxie and Queso, these two gigantic creators. One, Jinxie has 4.6 million followers, and that's just on Twitch, by the way. We're not counting Twitter, YouTube, whatever. And another guy named Queso, you might not know who he is, but 2.9 million followers. Both of these guys are gigantic creators, bigger than almost any 2K creator that's ever touched the scene, because in my opinion, the hardest app to get one follower, like per follower, is Twitch. The easiest is like TikTok. YouTube is probably up there with Twitch, like right next to it, but it takes a lot to get 4 million people to follow you on Twitch, right? They did a podcast, and in that podcast, these guys actually were going to be 2K creators, but this is what they had to say about the current state of 2K, and let's just roll it, bro.
Obviously, but the death of 2K was when they started making it more realistic. Like, when you look back at Prime 2K, it was so arcadey, like the animations, the shots, the jumpers, the dribbling. 2K15, 2K16, 2K17, the first 2K where they started getting more realistic, like defense is going to be easier, like 2K18, 2K19, and then it was just kind of like...
It went downhill ever
2K19
since.
was the last good 2K.
It was.
And maybe 20, but I think 20 gets overhyped because of like quarantine.
Yeah, because COVID really helped 2K19 a lot,
Yeah.
But, yeah, 2K really, I mean, I don't think 2K is ever going to recover.
No.
There's no way they can at this point.
They'd have to like clean up shop and just like fire everybody. And I don't know.
And they won't, because I gave it. You know, I was hoping I could ride it out and be a 2K content creator. You know what I mean?
That was my original goal too.
Yeah. And I seen it. I was like, yeah, it ain't gonna get better.
Imagine the opportunity that 2K is losing out on here due to how their game is. We have creators with 4.5 million followers on just Twitch, 3 million followers on Twitch. We're just talking about those numbers that don't want to play your game. They would play your game, but they don't want to. Like, they've hopped on it a few times, but you know, they don't stay on it, right? So that is just insane how many people could follow them, they're huge creators, to play the game if they just enjoyed it. If they just liked the game, they would put so many people on. But look, I don't want to talk about that all day. I want to go over another comment where this guy right here said, how about you and all the old 2K content creators come together and make a basketball game? Y'all know what the community wants, and okay, we know what the community wants. I just want to say, I seen someone else say something like this where Dr. Disrespect, another gigantic Twitch creator, or I don't even know if he's on Twitch anymore, YouTube, whatever, he is making his own video game. He's tired of how other video games are doing their job, and he's making his own game. Well, I just want to say that maybe it could be possible if you got like all the old creators, because they are obviously like Pretty Boy Fredo, Agent, you know, they're doing amazing life. But Dr. Disrespect is a multi-millionaire over and over and over. Okay, it's gonna take an insane amount of people. It's just, what I'm saying is, it's basically just not possible. Okay, it's going to take a lot of money to make another basketball game that could, you know, closely compete with 2K. And in the last video, we talked about how some other company could make a basketball game that's just park with created builds, and they don't need the NBA license. As long as it's a park, rec, things like that with good gameplay, it would take a lot of people from 2K. A lot of people would enjoy that, and they would also just buy it out of spite to try it because of what 2K has been doing lately. And yes, I do want to say that I think EA could make another game, and we'll talk about that in a later video, but I haven't even mentioned EA like one time, I don't think. And I see people commenting and they're like, oh, you guys, you think that EA is going to make the perfect... I haven't even talked about EA. I'm saying another company could make a basketball game with park builds, and you create your own player with a storyline if they want, and it doesn't have to have an NBA license. As long as it's good gameplay with good rewards, people would enjoy it, in my opinion, and it would also cost way less money because you don't have to buy the NBA license. Anyway, I went to Twitter and I said, if VC isn't real, then why does it have inflation? Why do builds get more and more expensive? Why does everything on the game get more and more expensive when 2K just said that our VC was fictions? Is Bitcoin not real? Is VC not real? I mean, these are questions that we really have to ask ourselves. And recently, I've been seeing why people are more into this whole digital owning your own stuff. I really was completely against it, but now I'm kind of starting to see that if it keeps getting worse and worse for everything we do, yeah, owning what you like, actually owning something you buy, is probably going to be pretty important in the future. I don't know. We'll see. I know I went on a little off right there, but we got to play this clip right here. This clip is extremely important. It might be the second, third most important thing we talk about the entire day. Maybe even the first, to be honest, because, you know, gameplay does come first. Like, we're talking about how bad the company is, but gameplay really is, like, very, very obviously important for the game. So this guy posted a clip right here with a hand cam, which means when he's pressing buttons and things like that, it's going to show you on the controller. Now it says Evidence 2K is unresponsive AF. And if you guys don't see it real quick, he's tapping R1 and then hitting square, right? So he's trying to do an icon pass. Let's just, you know what? Let's just play this again, okay? Right here. Evidence 2K wide open. R1 square. R1 square. It does not pass the ball. Now, this is something that I've talked about before a million times. Agent has talked about the latency on 2K. For some reason, and we all know this, especially because when the game first came out, the latency was the worst it's ever been in 2K history, that it's still not where it needs to be. They fixed it, but they just fixed it back to a garbage level. It's probably still worse than it's ever been. They just made it not as bad. You see what I'm saying? There's so many times lately as I've came off my 2-week break from Power World. If you guys have been watching the videos, I've been talking about that. I'm not going to go on a long tangent about that again in this video. Don't worry. But I've been playing 2K. I hit level 20 on both of my accounts because I wanted to get the NBA jerseys and put them on my NBA player builds, which, by the way, I spent with the rest of my VC. I told you guys I'm probably not going to spend any more money on VC this entire year, which is big for me, like huge. Like I would still be spending, you know, VC February, March, April, May. I don't think I'm going to do it. I have like 400K left on my other account. Anyway, what I'm saying is it's so delayed. I feel like people don't like 2K is so lucky because so many people just play 2K. They don't play other video games, or if they play other games, they don't really look into what's going on. They're kind of just casual players, which is okay, right? But they get lucky based off the fact that they don't really know how the other games run and operate. Like no other game. Imagine if you got on Call of Duty and it took you an entire second from when you pressed R2 or RT, whatever you want to call it, to shoot your gun, or to aim in, which is holding LT on Xbox. It took an entire second for it to even do that. And then another entire second to even shoot. Like on 2K, you have to literally play based off the delay. You have to do your move and then wait a second. If you go into the art of shooting, you guys will see how beautiful. I mean, I'm talking about this, and I've talked about this before as well, how 2K is sitting on a gold mine, how incredibly beautiful, how insane of a jump this game could take, or any 2K could take, if it just had so much less latency. If 2K invested into having less latency, this game would be so much better, so much cleaner, more responsive. Go into the art of shooting today and just see how much more fluid the game is. Now, of course, that is you're playing completely offline, and it's not probably possible for 2K to replicate playing offline because, you know, there's always going to be some sort of latency, right? But the latency, obviously, I mean, we all know this, has a huge room for improving, is what I'm trying to say. And if they did that, it could be one of the biggest additions 2K's ever done to their game. This has been an issue for a very, very long time. And I'm just speaking straight off the top of my head, exactly passionate about what could make this game better and improve so much. It's crazy to see just these gigantic creators that don't even want to play 2K, that there's this huge room for 2K to get these huge creators that could put so many people on and make the 2K community lit again. But they don't even want to play the game. They love 2K. They want it to be 2K creators. They started off wanting to do that. And yet here they are not even touching the game. They don't even have to, you know what I'm saying, grow out of the 2K community. They're multi-millionaires now. They don't even want to go back to the game. They touch it a little bit and they're done. Okay, so anyway, 2K is doing it again. They're putting the game on sale, $20, and you get 50,000 VC, a leather bike jacket for your My Player, and then the My Team Diamond option back. That's all you get. So their earnings was so bad that they made 2 100 overall My Team cards. And by the way, they've never done a 100 overall My Team card, and My Team has been around for 10 years now. So just remember that. But then also now they're putting the game on sale again. It's bad, bro. It's really bad. They're trying to cheese the sales so that in their next earnings they can say, oh, well, the game is not selling too bad. Look, we got people buying the game right here. But anyway, look, 2K dropped this right here. Drop a book emoji if you're ready for Season 5 info tomorrow. And I said, patch Magic Johnson, wait a season for it to blow over, and then drop one way more overpowered. So if you guys don't remember, the Magic Johnson dribble style, which I said I don't care if they patch or not, but I do think it was a little bit OP in my opinion. They patched it, right? In Season 4, we all thought, oh, they're going to drop that Devin Booker dribble style right after that because we know 2K. No, they were actually smarter this time. They waited a season and then dropped the new Devin Booker dribble style. And if you guys haven't seen what that is, well, let's just take a look at it. So Devin Booker dribble style is literally Magic Johnson dribble style, but much faster. It covers more ground. It's much more responsive. And yeah, that came out today, by the way. So good luck. But also what's most important about that is it's only for 6'7" and below. And you have to have an 80 speed with ball. Almost everybody that makes like a 6'6", 6'7", if you were wanting to make a build for the Magic Johnson dribble style, you went 75 speed with ball because that's all you needed. But now you need to get an 80. So a lot of people are going to be remaking builds. This is all a part, in my opinion. I'm going to say that, okay, because even though I'm pretty sure, just covering my tail here, I'm pretty sure that's all a part of the plan, right? They want people to make new builds, and this is all beautifully planned out by a great marketing team, even though we could talk about other parts of their game, but their marketing team, whatever that makes their money, is doing good, except for lately as people are starting to catch on, is what I'm gonna say. Anyway, the new season came out, and we have our items, right? Our featured items. Season 5, you get a basketball, wearable mascots at 20, leather jacket at 27, black on black jetpack. Wow, the jetpack's back for the 8th time. Motorized drift trike, and that's pretty much it. A motorized drift trike is the big reward of the season besides your floor setter, okay? Motorized drift trike, 2K. Come on now, bro. You already messed up the season rewards, the legend rewards is what I want to say. The, rookie to legend, because the attributes don't give you any animations, they don't give you any badges. They're basically worthless except for that plus addition to your steal, right? Your 3-point, because that actually is proven to, when you have like a 91 3-pointer versus a 99, give you a bigger green window. But like dunk doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really do anything at all. You don't get any badges for it. You don't get any new animations. It's really bad out here, okay? So anyway, the next one is you buy the season pass, you can get a astronaut suit, and you can also get the Opal James Harden in my team. The astronaut suit, I mean, it's okay. It's not something that, I'm not going to say that's an L, but like, okay, this is what the trike looks like, by the way, right here. This is your level 39 reward. If you don't buy the season pass, because the astronaut thing is decently cool, then you're stuck with a trike. And also you do get the jetpack. The jetpack is back. Yeah, there it is. That's what we have for our season. And you know what's really interesting is I went to Twitter, and we talked about this at the very end of a video recently where I said that I don't like the realistic lighting on 2K. So I actually wanted to see what Twitter said, because not everyone makes it to the end of a video. If you guys know about YouTube, if you guys made this far, comment down below news plug. That'll show that you made it this far, because I'm just yapping, but I'm also just going off the top of my head and from my heart passion, because I care about this game, right? I want to make it better. I complain about it. I want to make it better. If I leave, how are people going to have the awareness of what's going on? Some people are like, oh, just quit 2K. And first of all, it's my job, but also you want me to just leave? Like, that's it? Like, that's not gonna really do anything. If you actually put people onto what's happening, it's gonna do more. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I went to Twitter, and realistic lighting, I said, do people actually like the realistic lighting in quotations? Realistic lighting, because you could call it realistic. Anyway, it was an overwhelmingly majority of people saying that they did not like it. Like, it was probably about 95% to 5%. You can go to my Twitter and see, if you think I'm lying. But yeah, most people don't like this realistic lighting. I don't even like realistic lighting in real life. All City said this. If I'm playing basketball in real life and the sun is in my face, like say it's, facing where you're trying to hoop at, like it's facing the goal, I don't even like that. Bro, we don't like realistic lighting, okay? Most of us don't, and it's okay. We talked about this before. you know, 2K needs realistic gameplay. That's completely fine. If we had a scale where we had 10 attribute points, I would put 6 to 7 in realism and 3 to 4 in arcade. We don't need everything to be realistic. This is where we draw a line. There has to be a line. Not everything needs to be realistic. And people, I guess, I don't know, it's some weird thing that happens in the 2K community where as soon as you say one thing doesn't need to be realistic, people are like, oh, you don't love basketball. You're just a gamer. And no, it's just that, like, not everything needs to be realistic, and we see that with the lighting. It doesn't look good. It's horrible. Half the freaking court goes dark, 80% of the court's dark, then there's this one little sliver that's light. Remove it. Just keep it bright the whole time. Have your nighttime in the background, but don't have patchy dark spots on the court. That just doesn't make any sense. We're trying to hoop. I can't even see my cue of my jump shot. We're in a third person point of view. I can't see my jump shot because the court is dark. I don't know, bro. It's been 3 years now and they still haven't took it out. So anyway, Lloyd went to Twitter or went on my comments and said, I always wondered why 2K shut their servers down so soon. I always wish I could go back and play 19 or 20 again. So I'm going to take a guess here once again. My guess, the reason why they shut the servers down is it's honestly decently complicated. It's not just one answer. One is your money is stuck there on that old game, right? You can't go back once the server shut down. And also, you kind of seem to forget where everything was, right? You forget, like, okay, in 2K17, it costed way less for everything. My clothes, it costed way less for literally my builder, I think skill boost was around the same, but everything pretty much was so much cheaper. And you kind of start to forget, even though it's there in history and you can go back on YouTube videos and find it and things like that. Most people are not that deep into 2K, right? The people watching this video, you're usually much closer to the core of the community. We see what's happening, we see what's going on. So most of us remember that, but the other 13 million people that played 2K don't, right? Or they kind of just don't really care. And then you also get hit with people saying, oh, well, it was nostalgia. And then you start thinking, well, maybe it was nostalgia that I love these games so much. It starts to just mess with your mind. You forget, time moves on. But also, really, I think the biggest thing is they can make an incredible product. Like, let's say 2K16. 2K14 is my favorite 2K ever, by the way, for those of you that made it this far. It's a huge, underrated game, in my opinion. No one really ever says 2K14, but they can make a great product, and now it's gone. So even if it was so great, you can't do anything about it. You can't go back and play it. But also, let's say you made a wish list right now, and you put together every single thing you think 2K could add into their game that would make the most beautiful, perfect basketball game of all time. You had your ideal. Let's just say we live in some fairy tale world where every single person playing, let's say 2K24, had the best game ever. I mean, I'm talking about the best game they've ever played. Well, if they did that, then what would be the reason to make another game? What would be your incentive to buy the next game? So 2K does this, in my opinion, right? I got to say that on purpose, where they'll make the next game a little bit better in one area, maybe a little bit worse in the next area, and then we're moving on to the next year. They're not going to make the perfect game, in my opinion, because then what would be the reason to play the next game? So just imagine you could go back right now to 2K16, and in your opinion, that was the best game you ever played. Why would you spend time on 2K24? Why would you spend time on 2K25? Maybe you would try it out because the new graphics and there's a storyline or something. There's more people on that game or something like that. But you would always put that time back into 2K16. You would probably play that game much more because that's your ideal, perfect basketball game. So there's so many answers, in my opinion, why they would shut down the servers. It's not just one, but mostly, I mean, you could really answer it with one word, and that is greed. They have to drop a release every year. If they make the perfect game, if they say, all right, Timmy, little two shoes, 34, we're going to put everything you want in the game. Why would he buy the next game? Why would he buy the next game after that? He's just going to stay on that game, which is the unfortunate reality, by the way, because they should be challenged to make a better game, even if it was perfect, to make it even better, to innovate. That's what innovation is all about. That's why you have developers that are passionate about a game, so you can create something beautiful. But I don't really know how many people work at 2K. I don't want to say everybody is like super passionate about making an incredible video game. It's kind of just they have this time frame, they got to do this and that and this and that, and maybe they are passionate. I do want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the developers are passionate, but then they have people behind them that are higher up that are in their ear, and they're like, look, you need to do this, you need to do this, and I don't care if you want it to look like this. We want it to look like this, okay? That is the reality that could be happening in 2K. I don't know, but I've been yapping a little bit. Hey, if you guys made it this far, I really, really do appreciate you, okay? Because, man, we have made it a long way on this whole journey. And also, we're in rough times right now, like really rough times. Things are just not looking good for the current, not just the current state, but the future of where everything is going, because we have to remember that even though it might not look too bad to some people right now, it's just probably going to get worse. In my opinion, the season passes were just a test. They were just testing the waters. They were saying, how will people react to this? And honestly, I do want to touch on, actually, God, one last thing here that I have been thinking about so much. And I really think that 2K, because like we talked about before, it's not really 100% 2K's fault. At some point, we do have to put a blame on us, the consumer, the person that keeps buying. If it's more and more expensive and you keep paying, and the company that is, has this corporate greed, they're a public share stock company. Their goal is to make more money. So if they keep making it more money and people keep spending, it's not necessarily 100% their fault. It's a gray area where both people are at fault. Everyone's at fault. I think 2K, and this might sound crazy, I think they've gotten so big and so popular, and no matter what has happened with the drama, and you guys know last year, if you've been watching the videos, that 2K23 sold 13 million copies. This year might be different, which, by the way, was their second most copies ever sold. They've gotten so big, and no matter how much more expensive they made everything, it still somehow found a way. I think 2K might have to purposely sabotage their community and their game and their morals to like have a pop. If you guys know about like the housing market or the stock market, sometimes things get too out of control. It just keeps going up, and usually when it keeps going up, you got to come back down pretty fast. You're not going to come back down as much as if it was just healthily going up, right? Just a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down. But in the end, it's always more up than down. 2K's been on this just up, like a giant roller coaster. And now they finally made it to the top where I think they need to have a pop. And I think that they honestly might be thinking that they need to go to the extreme to set some sort of line, some sort of goalpost where, okay, 2K, this is enough. The community has finally put up with everything. We're done. The sales are going down. It's obvious that things need to change, and then things will change. Because it's also something in your mind. It's a mentality. You're saying, wow, okay, we're done with 2K. It's over. It's over. We're all not spending money. It's obvious that 2K is losing money. And then they go back and go, okay, all right, we listened. We have finally heard you. We're going to make a great game. Microtransactions are going to cost less. People are going to come back. They're going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? It's literally in the head. It's a psychological thing. You're going to be like, yeah, 2K, listen. Or maybe not you, but a lot of people are going to be like, yes, let's go. 2K is back. Then the sales are going to go healthily back up again. They're needing a giant pop. This is really what I've came up to in my head, that I think 2K is wanting to get a giant pop. And I'm really scared. What I'm trying to set up to at the very end is for 2K25. And maybe 2K26, but I think 2K25 might be the year where they really test this giant pop. And where I think they're going to go with that is season passes, having things that are paid to win in there. Maybe even a $30 season pass, maybe a $40. And it's going to have things in there that are actually gigantic towards the gameplay. And we all have to remember that 2K24, when the game came out, they put, in my opinion, they put badge regression in the game with the gold floor setter at the end, because they wanted it to make it hard. They wanted it it's hard to get these badges that you really want, Not saying it was hard for me. I'm just saying for like people that, you know, don't have teams to play with and things like that. But at level 40, you could buy straight to level 40 and you got your silver floor setter and you got a gold floor setter. That's going to help out a lot. You're also going to get Gatorade. You're also going to get skill boost. You're at an advantage over your opponents. So when people say that this current season pass wasn't pay to win, it's like, it was, but it wasn't like the worst pay to win, because the next season you could buy another floor setter and then you automatically have a gold badge when it was hard to get badges. Or some badges, actually, this is another thing to talk about, they didn't even core, like they weren't going up correctly. Like Unpluckable, my player had bronze Unpluckable for days. And that's when steals were much more OP before they did that little nerf and stuff. So if you wanted to get gold Unpluckable, think about it for me as a content creator. I'm playing every day and I have bronze Unpluckable, or I could spend like 40 bucks and I could get gold Unpluckable right away with my gold floor setter. Now, that's not what I did, but I don't know. In my opinion, I think 2K25, it might be time for that pop with GTA 6 coming out. And they're going to either do this. They're going to either make the greatest 2K we've ever seen since 19 or 20, around there, or they're going to make a insanely microtransaction ridden game, because GTA 6 is out. And if they're going to make the great game, they're trying to get some people to play 2K instead of GTA 6. Of course, there's going to be a lot of people that choose GTA 6 over 2K at that time, but they're going to make a great game because they want to have some players on this game, or they're going to just pop it. They're going to do the pop that I was telling you guys about. So I don't know, but that's my full thought process on everything going on. If you guys made it this far, man, you are some legends. But seriously, click this video right here to see the last news video if you haven't seen it. It's extremely important to really catch up on everything that's going on, because there has been a lot and you might have missed out on what's really happening. So click this video, tap it, whatever you got to do. It's your boy Badge Plug. You've been plugged in. Click it, bro. I'm about to leave. You might as well click it, and I'm out. Peace.